Alright, and welcome back. I know it's been a week. I really appreciate everybody still subscribed to me and sticking with me. I took some time off to just recuperate a few things, but I am back and I'm picking back off where things left off with Kaiserreich. There's some other mods that I'm thinking about doing a dual playthroughs, possibly, maybe uploading two different playthroughs. I saw TNO is another one, so TNO that's a pretty popular one too. But anyways, getting back into it. If I remember correctly, we were dealing with the whole economic issue, and I know we were dealing with the whole economic issues. So we're gonna select a national focus. I'm gonna go with state of the economy since we're dealing with economic issues right now, and just do that and reorganize some of my army. Do that. Go ahead and select that event, and we'll get the ball rolling on the next event. Oh, first International Congress. It's saying the delegates from the socialist nations and political movements around the world gather in Paris today for the last time in a series of World Congress. While the mantle of the Third International was taken up by the Communards after the Russian Civil War, the ideological tenor of the event promises to be very different, with syndicalist parties being the newly dominant force in the far left. Delegates were greeted by a military parade and exhibition of avant-garde art, and finally a speech by the chairman of the CSP. At the top of the agenda is the spread of revolution to Asia and North America, ongoing conflict in Spain, policy on colonialism, and the requirements for membership of the Third International Military Alliance. Interesting development. Alright, so we just got some units that are also newly formed. We'll just go ahead and deploy them out. So yeah, not too much has been going on, but France has their troops on our border. The syndicalists first move. The Reds are meeting to coordinate the activities, which definitely aimed at our order we have established in Europe following the victory of the Welt Creek. We must watch the media and analyze the results closely. So we have to watch them, keep an eye on them. It says the fate of the Austrian littoral. We have taken control of the newly formed Austrian territories in Istria and Gorizia, Grastiska. I'm butchering that. We must decide what to do with it. He says, give the lands to the Italians we have no further use for. Assimilating the German territory. We must do that. And I see Italy is made up of different states after the whole Welt Creek, so interesting. It seems like you have the Republic of Italy, and then you have the two Sicilies. This is what they were talking about earlier in this area. But now it's part of our territory. So there's the Italian Republic and the Socialist Republic of Italy. Two Sicilies. Is the Papal States its own thing? Yep. Let's see. Russia has 13 divisions. It seems like most of these are puppet states. We have to deal with Poland eventually, I'm thinking. But this is like a buffer for us, which will be helpful when we deal with Russia, if that comes down to it. But I'm kind of curious about the tree, the focus tree, what they have for us. And I'm also trying to get my political power up too. We're in the negatives right now. It says Pope Pius XII is elected as new pope. Wait, before we get to that, let's see. It says the Knatsov affair. The unusual case has reached the highest court in the German state. Anti-colonial activist Jomo Kenyatta has brought a class action lawsuit against the former Afrikaan Stater William Solf. The case has become something of an embarrassment. Something of the plaintiffs are veterans of the Welt Creek, and it cannot be easily dismissed. So I have two choices. The court has no right to rule on Middle African affairs. What's the worst could happen? It says Middle Africa will suffer greatly if the court case passes. We'll just go for that. Good luck, Your Holiness. I'm just reorganizing some of these units. Not a whole lot's been going on. I am concerned about dealing with France because of, again, their government, but they also have their exiled government, the French Republic, which that will be interesting to see. That will be interesting to see what happens on the African continent. Of course, we have the biggest navy. We got basic machine tools, machine gun. Alright. So let's go for some technology research. Let's see. Now that those two things are done, we could do improved machine tools, which, sure, why not? Let's go for that. And land doctrine, we'll go for superior firepower. Try that out. I'm trying that one out. I think I've tried that one out before when it came to the Yojo sinking mod. But anyways, we're going to try that out. Low manpower. So once we get this group out, we can just stop recruiting because we're probably going to need this manpower later on for a conflict, I guess you could say. Logistics, we're doing good. We need to... Do we have any convoys out? No, we don't. Got state of the economy done. I need to build some convoys. Yep, we need to build a lot, and we could probably build some ships. Improved carrier hull. Now, we don't have a whole lot of chromium either. I really want to build battleships. That's what I want to do. I want to build the dreadnoughts, the heavy battleships. But I know we don't have the resources either, so we can build submarines. So I'll go with the large submarine hull. And we're in the positive finally with political power. Radio's done. The fate of Trieste. It says, the fate of Trieste, we have decided to take control of the formerly port city of Trieste. We must decide what to do with it. Assimilate military occupation is the only answer. Yep, we'll do that. Is Trieste down here? No. Trieste is that. So we have a military port there, so that's done. I'm sure there's going to be more annexation decisions. We need to select another national focus. Let's see. We'll go with the aftermath of Black Monday, given that there was the economy to deal with. And we're at negative 58% stability. And that's because of the whole economic situation, unfortunately. Yeah, we're building numerous convoys, and I'm trying to find out, see what other ships they might have available. Greece seizes German assets thanks to the rippling effect on Black Monday. German investors who held their majority shares in Greek factories and mines have been closing those businesses down. In some cases, they're unprofitable, but others because the investors have gone bankrupt. It says apply sanctions and pull out all business at once. Just apply the sanctions and express our outrage. Leave them be. They're trying to cope. We'll go with the first choice. It's probably the wrong decision, but anyways. Oh, wow, we got a decrease in stability. Dang. Wow, look at all these forts. You just have a crap ton of forts. At least Belgium's our ally, or I guess puppet or whatever. The suffragist movement gathers strength. Lately, there's been an increase in momentum in the women's suffrage movement, which seeks to force the government to enfranchise women by giving them the right to vote and stand for elected office. It's a cause worth supporting. Oh, America will change their opinion, and you could go one thing: promise action but do nothing. Of course. Let's see. Yeah, you would get negative 20 and negative 25 political power, but we don't have the political power to spend. Like, I'm not trying to go into the negatives either. There's 50. We could do that, I guess. All right. Gosh, these events always cost so much political power. There's resistance in occupation. I'll send that division up there. Why am I not surprised that there's resistance? Now that we got the radio thing done and the steel done, we'll go for excavation. But let's see. Is there one we could do with ship designs? There's smoke generation, passive sonar, and I'll go with fleet and beam doctrine. Since we have the best fleet. We don't have much of an air force, but we've got the best army and the best navy, so I'll take that any day. That'll make it easier. There's Manstein, Heinz Guderian, Klug. I do need to select another national focus. Let's see. We'll go with the naval plan. Let's see what happens with that. The council votes on limited conscription and volunteer force. High Commissioner has convened a legation council for an important administrative matter, whether or not to allow international volunteer force to begin limited conscription of the citizens of the international quarter to allow the force to better defend the cities. We hope of lasting peace in the Far East growing ever further away. Many in Shanghai find it necessary to expand local protections available to cities. If limited conscription is implemented, it is likely that the council will not feel obligated to expand recruit to ethnic Chinese, a move the volunteer force leadership has greatly opposed. However, the council may However, the Council might also feel able to expand their forces' manpower, allowing us to trust their own defenses more. We shall vote with care. So we have some more decisions. Oh, we can invade Denmark, but it's saying it must be at war with Norway or Sweden. All the following must be true. Is at war with you? It says the Legation Council is a body comprised of representatives leading the nation's interests in China. Motions here are proposed by representatives and must gain a simple majority to pass. Abstentions do not count for either side except the case of tie. In the case of a tie, where they serve as an extra vote for no. Countries that have voting rights on the Legation Council are, okay, we're on there. The Empire of Japan's on there, the United States, and Flanders, Wallonia. The current motion on the floor is limiting conscription of international citizens. We're going to vote yes, because we propose that there must be a need for that. Do we have conscription? We have limited conscription also. Yep. We don't have much of a manpower pool. Again, I guess the previous war just took care of that, I guess. And there are numerous Chinese states or numerous states. I guess there's like some warlords going on, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the different cliques. And I guess there, and apparently we do have a German state. It seems like an MP division is there too, and an infantry division is there at some of the key ports. Be interesting to see how long we can hold on to Indochina and Middle Africa. Let's keep going. The Dominion of Canada and Afghanistan. That's interesting how they were just like fighting with each other. I'm gonna reorganize this army again. Actually, let me just send them out, and I'm done with that. All right. The Partito Socialista Italiano wins the election. The Fifth Congress of Social Italy has ended with the Partito Socialista Italiano led by Giacomo Mattia achieving a majority of seats in the government. Their victory marks the change towards a moderate socialism syndicalism within the republic. We shall see. I want to redraw those lines. Let's see, what can we do diplomacy? We can't declare war on Poland. Actually, we could. Let's see. Does Poland have any ties to anybody? No, they don't. The conscription vote passes with protests of expatriates or nationals in Shanghai, Tianjin, and other coastal cities under the international protection have protested vigorously the passage of the motion. Implement conscription in the cities, claim that the measures of irreversibly doom the free spirit of the cities. Many have written to our government demanding that we repeal the vote that impacts what they think they are privileges owed to them. It's too late to change the vote now. The council votes on legation of Navy. The High Commissioner convened the council to vote on a special motion on whether or not to allow legation cities to own its own fleet. With the world growing more polarized and war-torn by the day, it's only natural that the legation cities took their own defense. It's only natural that they took their own defense, but we can afford to spare the cost of providing a ship for their fleet. We shall vote with care. I don't think they should have a navy. I think we should be the sole naval power, but we'll vote no on that. You can have an army, but the navy is left to us, up to us. A coup d'etat in Sam. That is concerning. Well, we're gonna just take care of Poland. Alright, we're gonna just go ahead and declare war on Poland. And go from there. I figure we expand our territory. Poland's just not really... Well, with the whole Black Monday thing, I'm not gonna even try and justify it, but I just wanted to see, our military strength and test it out. But they're doing pretty well. Plus, look at all these puppet state divisions just coming through. I mean, jeez. It says the creation of the International Avant-Garde, a combination of the Commune of France and Union of Britain 3 days ago, has birthed the International Avant-Garde, a program that aims to create a united art style and art and genre for music, as well as new literary techniques. Each of them encouraged to be socialist, unorthodox, anti-traditionalist, anti-religious. Interesting. What is this nonsense? Finland leaves Middle Europa. Finland has heard the last of its ties with Middle Europa today. Their government has chosen to leave our sphere of influence, citing the expletive nature of the customs union. Any designs we may have laid towards the country have to be abandoned for the time being. Well, that sucks. Finland was a great buffer state for Russia. Okay, interesting. There's an ethnic conflict in Sri Lanka. Asia is just a hot spot for military conflict right now at this point. Naval program. Oh, this is interesting. It says the Kaiserreich Marine stands as the strongest navy in the world in the year 1936, with many challenges face it in the coming years. The expansionist empire of Japan and the resurgent syndicalist fleets of Britain and France are both key future enemies seeking to unseat German naval superiority across the world. In 1934, we started a major naval construction plan, and many of the ships laid down in that period are well on their way to being finished. Unfortunately, with our naval industry limited due to the ongoing economic malaise, we will have to limit ourselves to one area of production. The question is, what should we focus on in the next 6 months? Battleships, carriers, destroyers, or U-boats? I just have a thing for battleships. I know carriers and U-boats would be like the way to go because carriers can provide air power anywhere and everywhere. U-boats, they could just sink ships in unrestricted warfare, but I just like battleships. That's just my thing. So I'm gonna go with battleships. I just like the big, mighty guns. They're like beast on the seas. You know, they can provide support, anti-ship action, all that stuff. So, yep. I know bigger isn't better, but still. The fall of Warsaw. Warsaw, once described as a Paris of the East, during the Renaissance, Warsaw hit rough times in recent memories. There was kind of hope after the Weltkrieg, but renewal at last. And in recent memory, there was hope after the Weltkrieg, but renewal at last. Fate has not been kind as the Polish army collapsed trying to defend the city from both sides of the Vistula River from advancing German forces. Finally, Warsaw is ours. Romania nationalizes oil fields. After the complete crash of the oil lands leasehold company managing the oil fields, the government proceeded to nationalize the assets of the bankrupt corporation. It is yet another case of Romania breaking the Bucharest Treaty, and there is little we can do to stop them. Neither does the public care about the issue. They think they can survive without us. Middle Europa, so be it. I hope we don't lose Romania either. War stimulates the economy. Due to the war, industrial production across several sectors has skyrocketed the workforce and endeavor to fulfill their patriotic duty. This has had a net positive effect on the economy by reducing the aftermath of the Black Monday crash. It seems the economy is finally showing signs of life. Excellent. They're currently an authoritarian democrat. Okay. And thank goodness I have allies, otherwise it probably would have been dragged out, but I do think the German Empire, being as it may be, could definitely do this. And let's put some, we could put airplanes in here. Okay, let's see. I forgot to do air power. Alright, so we're moving along pretty steadily, and just get these units to go. Yep, down there. Flanders has joined the Reich Pack. Okay. Oh, there was a coup d'etat, the Siamese coup d'etat. The Dutch, so many events are coming at once. The Liberian government crippled by the effects of Black Monday. On top of them, the overwhelming national debt has sent an envoy requesting the German government assist with bailout. We have our own issues to deal with, but the amount they desperately need is small by comparison, and in return, it seems like they will join our military alliance in time. For what that's worth, is another African ally worth the expense? Sure, we will help them. They're on their own. Sure, we need as many states to join us as possible. Let's see. During the independence struggle going on with Flanders, it seems the Dutch have stepped in to retake control over Flanders as agreed upon the Treaty of, I don't even know how to say that name. This is, however, an outrageous infraction on the Reich Pack alliance. As such, we can send them an ultimatum to either join us or die fighting. The Dutch are very likely to agree with our reasonable terms and may even prove to provide better stability on our western border. Send the ultimatum. They infringe on our sovereignty. We will declare war at once. Back down. Let's send them an ultimatum. Okay. They've accepted. It's not like they had much anyways, but that is good that they accepted. And it seems like Belgium has split in half. And they're sending troops. Well, thank you, Flanders, for sending allies and troops to help out with the war against Poland. Alright. We'll take all states. In turn, done. Alright, so we have annexed Poland successfully. And we're getting a little bit bigger. So, for the most part, we're surrounded by allies. Yeah, pretty much. The only people that are questionable that are in yellow is France. That's going to be interesting to deal with. So, alright, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all for watching if you made it this far, and thank you for supporting me and saying bye. I know it's been a little over a week, so I appreciate everybody staying subscribed and watching my videos. Anyways, I'll be doing that. I may do another playthrough this week too, so tell me what you think about that. Provide some feedback if you like to, and let me know what other mods you may want to see out there too. Alright, take care and enjoy your week.